Okay, so get this right. We are diving deep into like cozy fiction, fantasy, sci-fi, all through this aspiring author we found, Aurora Moon McKnight.
Aurora Moon McKnight.
Yeah. First of all,
Like it already.
love a good pen name, right?
It's great. Yeah, it makes you wonder what's the story there. And it seems fitting for somebody who's, really trying to build a whole world around their writing.
Totally. And speaking of world building, her medium About Me is like our map for this deep dive.
Yeah.
And she starts off super personal, right? Talking about the odds of connecting through words. It's kind of like...
It's very meta.
yeah. Like a message in a bottle.
Yeah,
almost.
it is. It's like finding that message in a bottle, but it's on the internet. It's that same feeling.
And it really emphasizes, I think, how these personal connections can still happen, even in this giant sea of the internet.
Right, exactly.
And she calls herself a dreamer, which totally tracks with her, writing ambitions, right? But here's where it gets a little juicy. She mentions some like drama around choosing to write under this pen name.
Oh.
Like some people were not thrilled.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It does make you think about like what pressures are there, especially, maybe early in a writing career. What pressures are there around using your real name? And maybe this is about creative freedom, or maybe it's about protection, like keeping those separate, your personal life and your persona as an author.
That's a really good point. And it makes you wonder, what kind of stories is she so passionate about telling that she felt like she needed to make this whole separate identity for her writing?
Right, right. What is she exploring that made her feel like, okay, I need to be Aurora for this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's just, dipping her toe in the online world here.
Right.
She's going all in.
Yeah.
Ream Stories, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. She's everywhere.
It's smart, though. I mean, if you're gonna build a world around your writing, why not use all the tools,
Yeah, and each one is like a different way to connect with readers, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And to kind of build anticipation for the work, too.
Totally.
Like you think about Ream Stories,
Yeah.
It's all about that early access, right? Getting people excited about the stories before they're even, like, officially out there.
And she's offering those physical goodies, too, which I love.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's like you said, it's building a world. It's not just a book, it's an experience.
And it feels like she gets that, especially with cozy fiction readers, they want that extra something.
For sure, yeah. They want to feel like they're a part of something.
And she's giving them that.
She is. She's really creating something special. And it's smart, too, because it makes people feel like they're a part of her journey.
Exactly.
Like they're along for the ride.
And she even talks about how she struggles with like interacting with the world sometimes, but finds comfort in storytelling.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
It's like she's pouring those experiences into her online presence.
Absolutely. And it creates a really interesting dynamic because it allows her to connect with readers on a deeper level, you know?
It does.
It's like she's saying, hey, this is me. This is what I struggle with, but this is how I find my voice.
Yeah, and that authenticity shines through, especially when she talks about her heritage being 1/4 Native American, Cherokee, and Sissica.
Oh, right. Yeah, and you can see those influences in her writing, or at least in what she aspires to write.
Yeah, it adds this whole other layer.
Absolutely. It speaks to the richness of her background, and how all of our experiences shape the stories that we want to tell.
100%.
And for readers who share that heritage can be incredibly powerful, to see themselves reflected in the stories they're reading.
It's like she's building a bridge, between cultures.
Yes.
And inviting people to experience the world through her unique perspective.
I love that. Yeah, it's so important, especially now, to have those diverse voices out there sharing their stories and perspectives.
Couldn't agree more.
And she's doing it in such a creative and engaging way.
So we've got Ream Stories for the superfans.
Right.
But then there's Instagram, which is all visual, right?
Yeah.
Like mood boards, maybe character sketches, little snippets of her writing process.
Yeah, it's about creating that intrigue, that visual appeal, Like give them a little taste, but leave them wanting more.
It's like a movie trailer for a book.
Exactly. You get.
And then there's YouTube, where she's playing around with like audio stuff.
Oh, yeah, the audio stuff is cool.
She mentions offering a free audiobook, which was based on, get this, prompts from a writing group she's in.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So she's really collaborative, too.
Yeah, which I love.
It shows that she's not afraid to experiment, to try new things, and to, like, really engage with her audience.
Yeah, she's not just putting her work out there. She's inviting people into the process.
And that's huge, especially for building a loyal following.
Totally. And then there's Facebook, right? Which seems like more of her, like, direct connection hub.
Yeah.
She's got a reader group going. Plus, she's active in, like, other groups for the genres that she writes.
Smart move. Got to meet the readers where they are, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of readers are still on Facebook, in those groups talking about books. It's that back and forth.
Totally. It's like its own built-in support system.
Exactly. Exactly. A little cheering section.
And she even mentioned she wants to share pictures of the physical goodies she makes for her Ream Stories people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on Facebook. I don't know. I just love that.
It makes sense, though, right? It's all part of the brand, like we were saying.
Yeah.
Delivering that experience, it goes beyond the book itself.
It's like those little touches, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Those little touches make a big difference.
It's almost like she's inviting readers to be part of her, like, journey as an author, you know? Her evolution.
It is. And she asks for feedback, too.
Yeah, especially on Medium.
Tell me what you think, which is great.
Yeah. It shows that she's really, like, serious about her craft.
It shows that she's always learning and growing.
So we've explored this whole world that she's building online, right?
We have, yeah, from the pen name to the multi-platform, the goodies.
But what's the, like, biggest takeaway for you? What makes her stand out?
I think it's how she just gets it, Being an author today, it's not just about the words on the page anymore. It's about building that world, that whole experience, like we keep talking about. And she's doing it all with, like, this really genuine desire to connect, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, she's turned her passion into this platform, you know, and her, like, challenges into these opportunities to connect with people.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Finding your voice and sharing it with the world.
Exactly.
And she's definitely doing that.
So we've only just scratched the surface, right, of Aurora Moon McKnight and all her stuff.
We've just dipped our toes in.
But as you dive into her work, which we highly recommend you do, think about this. How does that pen name, Aurora Moon McKnight, how does it reflect, the worlds she's building and the stories she wants to tell?
It's a good question.